So starting off with an easy question for you. So Fabe, who is the man behind Fabes Sole?
All right, yeah, my name's Steve or Steven. Like I just said, I like to go by the name Fabe. The name of my late brother. He's my twin brother. He wasn't my twin brother, but we was born same day, same year. He was born a couple hours before me, but I used to always bust his chops and say I was the older one. But we were born same day, same year. We met later on in life in our teens, and the moment we met, it was an instant connection. You know what I mean? And we literally became brothers since then. Our families are still intertwined till this day. I call his mom my mom, and he would do vice versa. He had the keys to my house. I got the keys to his house. You know what I mean? Literally, like, that's my brother. Blood couldn't make us any closer. And I have my brother. You know what I mean? I have a real brother, and I was closer to Fabe than I was with my brother.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I started the company and named it after him, even though everybody told, like, I had friends that was telling me, like, don't name it after him because the name isn't marketable. And as you can see, it's an oddball name, right? Like Fabes Sole, like, where does that come
Right.
from?
Mm-hmm.
But now you're finding out where it comes from. His name is Fabian. Everybody called him Fabe. And it has a double meaning. You know, Fave Sole, you could be the bottom of your shoes, and I like to represent as his soul is in his company.
Oh, that's
Wow.
dope.
Yeah, that is
I didn't even
dope.
think about that.
That's awesome.
So for the sneaker thing, like, we were always into sneakers, but as far as like starting a sneaker company, that was like, he wanted to do that. I didn't want to do that. I was like, nah, I'm good. I just like having my shoes and I'll just rock them. I'm good. And then once he passed, I was like, all right, I got to do something to keep his name alive and something that he wanted to do. And it wasn't cleaning shoes. It wasn't his thing. He kind of wanted to have like a sneaker boutique. But me, I was always into cleaning shoes. Like, he would give me his shoes to clean, and ever since high school. So, and I'm 35 now. I'm an older head. But you know, back in the high school, yeah, my phone, the keys is in there. Back in high school, he would always give me his shoes, and I would clean them up for him. So I figured, what better way to keep his name alive by doing what I know how to do, but put his name on it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
That's dope. So what would you say Fabe Sole, like, the product is, I guess? So you kind of touched on it. Do you want to go kind of expand on kind of what Fabe Sole is?
Yeah, like, there's a few people that remember the beginning. I started out. Oh my God, I just broke a butt. I started out in 2013. That's when I registered my LLC. And from the beginning, the initial start, I didn't sell a product at all. I only sold the service, meaning people would send me their shoes. I would clean them up for them, send it back to them. I started that for about, I would say, for the first 6 months of the company. That's all I was doing. And I was advertising it on Instagram, just the before and after results, pretty much what you see now with no product, just the shoes.
Right.
And a lot of people would always ask me, like, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? How are you doing it? And I never exposed how I did it. I would just tell them, well, just send me your shoes and I'll do it for you.
Right.
And my wife convinced me one day to why don't you just sell the product? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't think about it. I just think about selling it. I was like, no, I'd just rather do it. Like, I don't know. I like doing it, so I'd just rather do it. And then one day I don't know. I just up and I sold a couple bottles, and then ever since then it was just a snowball effect. Like, when I first initially started selling the product, I didn't even have a label on it. It was, you know what I mean? It was just bare bones out there, just because I wasn't sure if I even wanted to do it.
Right.
But it took off with success, so I just kept the ball rolling.
Yeah, with over 220,000 followers on Instagram, that's insane.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you about my Instagram.
All right.
And a few people will remember this too.
Okay.
When I like I said, I first started in 2013. I had an Instagram page, and my Instagram page was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I used to post like something called Daily Cheeks, where I used to post up like an Instagram model's butt cheeks, and I would make I would make my followers guess whose butt cheeks.
That's the same Instagram right now.
No, that's the thing. I got banned. That Instagram got banned.
Oh, okay, you got banned.
But besides that, it was just, I used to post funny stuff. I put a lot of personality into the page, and this was before Instagram had the algorithm, so it would come as I post.
Right.
So it was just a lot better back then. So, but like I said, I had that page. I built it up to 72,000 followers, and then that page got deleted and banned by Instagram because of some Daily Cheeks. I was like, yeah, that's crazy because I'm just reposting from what I'm seeing on Instagram.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that page got banned. I started a new one. It got to 77,000. That page got banned because I was doing the same thing. So then after that, I said, okay, I'm not doing that
You
anymore.
gotta
And
stay
then
away
I
from
have
the
this
cheeks.
page now. And yeah, I was like, I'm just not doing cheeks anymore. I actually just stopped doing, like I used to post memes and all types of funny stuff, but I just stopped doing it.
Right.
I don't have a lot of personality like I do on the page back then, like I do, you know what I mean? Like, just because from getting my pages banned, it just drained a lot of energy out of me to put my personality back into the page. So that's what I just started doing. You know what? I'm just going to stick to sneakers. And that's where it's at now, like built up to 20,000 now.
Yeah.
Right. But
And
even
the
with
crazy
that,
part about it is, like, I took in the year, not to cut you guys off, but in 2017 and 2018, I completely shut down business. I stopped posting on Instagram, and at that point, I had 227,000 followers. And then for me not posting for 2 years, it went down to about 207,000 followers. And then now it's building back up. And I don't post ads. I just literally just post on my page, and that's it.
right, and I was even talking to Chase about it, because he showed me your page because he kind of seeks this stuff out, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, even with you not posting as much, other content aside from your sneaker stuff, you still seem to do that more than a lot of business pages. Like I see you'll even plug in some like motivational posts or something like that to get people through their day or something like that, which is kind of unique because I feel like, well, just for us in general, we specifically have used our Instagram only like directly with stuff affecting our shoes and stuff like that. So I found it kind of interesting that you did kind of plug some other stuff on your Instagram in there.
Yeah, like I said, I just tried to have some personality as opposed to being just another bland company that is just like, okay, this is all you're gonna get. Like, no, I'm an average Joe. I'm an average Joe. Like I said, I'm a father. I'm a husband. Um, I work from home, so that's a beauty of it. I could be with my kids most of the time. But I'm literally just the average Joe. I'm no better than the next man, and I want everybody to feel like they can connect to me and reach out to me. And yeah, and I speak back to everybody that I can, everybody that I see. And I know it's a lot, but I try to at least, and I try to put in as much time on social media as possible without it compromising my life.
Right. Yeah.
So to piggyback off that, you said you work from home. So do you do Fabes Soles full time, or is there other stuff that you work on as well?
No, that's it. It's Fabes Sole.
Wow.
Very
Congrats.
cool. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm blessed that I'm fortunate enough that it covers. I'm not rich. Far from it. I don't have no crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I used to have a crazy collection, but I've hit troubling times where I had to downsize on my life. So I sold off most of my collection. I live a mediocre lifestyle now, even though I'm good. I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? But I just learned to live practical because life hit me hard and I had to humble. You know what I mean? My lifestyle. So when that happened, I didn't want to go back to where I was because I used to, like, I had mags, I had crazy stuff. Like, people will tell you, like, if I go to shows, or I still have Throwback Thursday pictures I could probably post up of me wearing crazy exclusive stuff. I was literally the first person to legit check Red Octobers.
Wow.
Like, this is before I can tell you the whole story. I'll tell you. I'll break that down right now. Not to sidetrack from where I
Nah,
was.
you good. You good.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
But okay, there's a gentleman named Kicks or Die. I don't know if you remember him. Like, when did the Red Octobers come out? What year was that? 2014, 2015?
I think 14. I think it was
Yeah, but
14.
yeah, that's probably the boom. Yeah, it was my boom. Okay, so 2014. Of course, they got canceled. The Red Octobers got canceled because of the whole Kanye controversy with Nike.
Right.
But there was a gentleman named Kicks or Die. He happened to have a pair. The problem was Kicks or Die was also associated with selling fakes. So nobody trusted to buy it off of him. But I had Yeezys, I had Solars, I had Platinums. For some reason, I just knew what a real Yeezy should look like and what a fake Yeezy would look like back then. Because back then, the fakes, they weren't good as they were now. They just, they look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bad. So I get on, he sends me a video of the shoe, and I said, yo, those are real. I said, yo, how much you want for them? He's like, yo, just give me 2,000 shipped. I said, 2K shipped? I said, okay, here you go. I gifted it to him, PayPal. That's how much I trusted him. And people were telling me. And I contacted a couple people beforehand. I was like, yo, Kicks or Die is about to sell me a pair. Like, Solely Ghost remembers. I don't know if you know who Solely Ghost is. Gates Marks remembers because Gates Marks bought a pair off of him the right after I bought a pair, because Gates Mark called me. It was like, yo, Kixadai has a pair. Should I buy it off of him? I said, listen, this shit is real. I bought a pair. You could not buy a pair if you want to, but I'm telling you, the pair that I'm getting, if he sends me the way in the video, is real. And I said, if he don't send me a real pair, I'm putting his ass on blast, because I had a lot of followers back then. I was like, listen, I'm putting it's that simple. Like, I'll destroy his life. So I know for a fact he's not going to send me a fake pair. Like, I just had that much confidence.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, yo, here's the bread. I want you to overnight it. I was like, overnight it. And I was going to Jersey to East Coast Boutique, which was Sole Ghost's first store. It was his grand opening.
Mhm.
So I was like, send it to Jersey, because I'm going to go to Jersey. I'll pick it up from my mom's house in Jersey. I live in Syracuse, New York. So he does that. He overnights it to Jersey. There was no box. It was just the bag with the shoes, the Yeezy bag with the shoes. I opened it up. As soon as I seen them and felt them, I said, yo, these are 100% real. I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, yo, first of all, because it was unreleased. Like, the Yeezys got canceled. Now I got an unreleased Red October in my hand.
Oh my god.
I blew my lid. I posted it on Instagram. People, like, literally, people were like, they're fake, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I was like, listen, y'all don't care what y'all say. I know I got a real pair. I literally wore them to East Coast Boutique that day. I'm not, like, I ain't gonna put my man Sole Ghost on blast, but he didn't think they were real. But to his credit, I mean, why would he think they're real? But he didn't think they were real. Most of the people there didn't think they were real. I knew they were real. They wound up being real. Gates Mark also had a pair, but he didn't wear it because he was scared everybody was gonna say his shit was fake. So he didn't wear his, but we both had us at the same time. And I said, bruh, trust me, these shits are real. And then, okay, boom. All that happens. Still, the Yeezy goes unreleased. I'm not going to tell you how, but I ran into Kixadai's plug. And I was buying Yeezys directly from him at that point.
Wow.
So I winded up with 6 pairs of Red Octobers before they even released. Now, I don't know if you remember this gentleman, but my boy Unlaced 456, he goes by Unlaced 456 on Instagram. He stole I was supposed to get more pairs of Red Octobers, but him and my boy Sammy Ishmael, who goes by I think he goes by it's like New York NYC, something Sammy Ishmael NYC or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll find his Instagram too. But both of them, they flew down to the actual location to where the plug was that same day, bought a whole size run of Red Octobers, and brought them all back that same day. So I couldn't get nothing off the batch. I had to wait literally a week for a next batch of Red Octobers in order to buy a couple pairs. But they winded up with a full size run. All of this before the Red Octobers dropped. All of it. They literally flipped theirs immediately. I think they sold them for like $20K a pop. Like, it was some ridiculous shit. Like, it didn't make no sense because it was, like I said, it was unreleased.
Right,
so it's like,
yeah.
like, if you got them, you got them. Like, how did you get them? Don't worry about it. You
Don't worry about it.
Now, the thing about, like, I think like a couple weeks after all that happened, I still had my Red Octobers. I sold a couple pairs. Literally about 2 pairs I sold. The rest of them I kept. And then, literally, I don't know if you remember the Red October release. I think it was on a Sunday at 1 o'clock afternoon. They just released out of nowhere on Twitter. Now, the craziest story, I never checked Twitter, but for some reason, like, I don't know, you could have your text messages linked to your Twitter. It comes up as 404 or something like that number.
Yeah.
When you get a text message from Twitter.
Mhm.
I had that set up, but for some reason, I just never used to check Twitter because I just never did. But for some reason, I just happened to be in my text message of Twitter feed the moment Nike sent out the tweet for Red Octobers, and I got a pair for retail.
Oh my gosh.
I still have the receipt.
That is
Let
crazy.
me see if I can find it. Might be able to find it, but I still literally have the receipt.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I don't have the shoes no more. I wound up selling them, but I got a pair for
No one blames you for that. No one blames you for, man, that's too much. That's too much money. Me and him talk about it all the time. Whenever, like, I've copped some of the Travis Scotts before, and I'm like, oh yeah, these are clean. He's always right in my ear, like, nah, we're flipping them. You're not keeping that shoe. You can't.
Yo, it's too much money in shoes. Like I said, I'm super practical now. Like, bills come every month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could take these shoes. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
100%.
Wow, that's insane. But all right, so after let's
sidetrack. I'm sorry.
Let's pull you back in.
That was cool. That was very cool.
That's cool. Wow, that's awesome. But anyways, so what do you think causes the discoloration of the soles of shoes, anyways?
There's 2 causes from it. Literally, oxidation is just going to happen from time. Like, there's literally nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, it's just the way the manufacturers are making these shoes, like the rubber that they're using, whatever material that it's made out of, because there's all different types of rubber that you can use for these soles, which is the only way you're going to see the difference between them is if you get a fake pair and a real pair of shoes. Like if you get a fake pair of Jordan 11s, you get a real pair of Jordan 11s, they wear and they yellow completely differently. They even restore back completely differently. That's the reason why I know, because sometimes people would send me a pair and they thought it was real, and I restored them, and I'm like, they're not.
But if they
So
sit there, if they sit there in a shoe collection, say up on a shelf, so you can say, "Yo, check out these kicks that I got." They're just gonna look the same though if they're not worn over time and worn down.
no, if you even if you leave them out like that, if you seal them up, if you leave them out, if you don't wear them, they're still going to
Okay.
yellow.
Wow.
There's nothing. Literally, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. But that's honestly the great part of my business.
Exactly. I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
there you go.
It's inevitable on every single pair of sneakers that you own.
And not everyone knows that. Everyone thinks that they that
That they're supposed to
shoes
just
last a
forever.
lifetime, right? You buy one pair of shoes, I'll never have to buy that pair of shoes again. Except you talk to sneakerheads and they're like, "Yeah, I'm on my third or fourth pair of Jordan 3s or this or that." I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, man, it's crazy."
Yep.
Wow.
So to piggyback off that, so what were some of the challenges whenever you were creating the Soul Sauce product, I guess?
Mainly the challenges of it was, like I started out, like I said, I started out just doing the service. So when I actually started doing it, I was using Glow at first. And Glow proved troublesome because it's a liquid based. And being that it's a liquid based, it would sometimes run off of the soles and go onto the uppers. And the moment Glow touches the upper of a shoe, it instantly leaves a stain.
Right.
Instantly. Like the moment it touches it, like you could wipe it off immediately, it will immediately leave a blue stain permanently.
So for sorry, but for our listeners, could you explain what Glow is?
Glow is a boat cleaner.
Boat cleaner. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's an old style method that like old restorers used to use to ice their soles.
Okay.
Like it is effective. It does work to a degree, but like I said, it could prove troublesome.
It's a higher risk. You got to risk
Yeah.
because if you touch it on that, it's the same thing. It's like iodine. It's an immediate stain.
Immediately, like I ruined a couple pairs of shoes doing it. I mean, they were my own shoes, but like I said, that was I had to overcome that. I had to make a gel-based solution instead of a liquid-based solution.
Mm-hmm. Right. So is your Soul Sauce solution like you created it? It's not like something that you can find anywhere.
It's literally a combination of 6 different products into one.
Wow.
At a balanced level.
Right. There you go.
Very cool.
It's not something that he just buys on Walmart and just slaps his own label on it.
Oh, you can see there's the reason, and everybody like a lot of people will be like, you're just using 40 volume. Like if that's the case, why are my results different than everybody else's?
Exactly.
There's a reason and a rhyme to it. There's literally a science to it.
Yeah.
That's my first YouTube video that I posted. There's literally the science behind it, but a lot of people don't understand. Well, I mean, obviously I'm not going to explain it to people, but a lot of people just don't even know that portion of it.
Right. That's exact. I mean, so that's kind of like one of the challenges was definitely overcoming and like getting some better products to use. What was probably one of the best achievements that you've made, creating this whole business?
The best thing that I can possibly say out of all of this was keeping my brother's name alive. Like you don't know him, but you say his name every time you say my company.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And that speaks volumes to me that people don't know him, but they say his name.
Yeah. Right. That's awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about too. I mean, just to touch on what you said earlier, you talked about, what you do and stuff and like kind of how you live your life and stuff like that. I mean, I think that people get caught up in money too much sometimes to the extent that, not living a content life with, what you got. So as long as you're happy with what you're doing and what your job is and, how that's going, then that's really all that you should be focusing on.
Absolutely. I agree.
100%.
I agree.
So real quick, could you walk us through just how you use the Soul Sauce on a shoe? Like what comes in your package if you were to check out, if you were to purchase some of the Fabes Soles right now,
right?
What would you do? What would you be receiving and how would you use that on your shoes?
Right now, it's literally just the product itself. I do offer complimenting, not offer, but I do give a sticker, like a free Fabes Sole sticker with each order. It's not much, but you know, it's something.
And
But
just to
you get
just
the
to be
product.
clear,
It comes,
there's no like brush or anything. It comes with the liquid, right?
yes, with the
Got you,
liquid.
got you.
There is a total kit that's coming. It's not going to cost an additional either. So I'm not
Oh,
gonna
okay.
like charge people just for a little brush.
Right.
But a total kit is coming very soon, along with a cleaner.
Awesome.
That's sweet.
Awesome.
So yeah, so okay, so I click buy now on your site.
Yes.
So then, do you have like shipping and stuff like that? Do you like how's that process
Yes,
going? Do
you'll
people
see.
just hit you up on Instagram? Is that pretty much your main selling platform?
I sell on. I got Instagram. My Facebook has 60, yeah, about 60,000 likes on it.
Nice.
I do have a Twitter that has a couple followers on it, but I barely use my Twitter, so my Twitter is like mediocre at best.
Right.
But I mainly use Instagram and Facebook. I just recently got onto the YouTube thing, which that is my biggest regret. If I started YouTube back when I first started my company, I'd be a millionaire right now because, like I said, I was the first person to have Red Octobers. I would have been the
Right.
first person doing these restores, and I just had I had mags. I had a whole lot of shoes before they were released. I could have just been doing that stuff, but as you see, I don't even want to show my face. I don't want the fame. I don't like. This is
Right.
why I don't show. You barely see my face on my Instagram now
Mhm.
because I don't. That's not me. I don't want the shine. I just want to fade into the background. To be honest with you,
Right.
I want my brother's name to stay alive. I want to fade into the background
Mhm.
myself. But
Right.
yeah. So you know,
So you get the so I get the stuff in, right? And so do I just slap it all, I just put it all over the bottom or like
it all depends on which shoe. Like if
okay.
you had like say the Wolf Grey Fives, that's the whole sole is icy bottom, so you could
Right.
do that. But something on like a Jordan 11, you want to go ahead and avoid the pods just because it can discolor the pods depending on which Jordan it is. Like if it's a DMP 11, that's a black pod, it won't discolor that. But say if you had like Tuxedo 11 lows, it has like a red pod, it can discolor that one. So you want to avoid the pod and just literally use it on the icy portion of the sole and the midsole also as well on Jordan 11s. And then just cover it with saran wrap, put it under sunlight or UV light if you have one. Like I said, I always recommend to do both. But yeah, and then after about 24 hours, I literally go 24 to 48 hours each session. And the reason why I would go 48 hours is if I if I can't get to taking that restore out for the day. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I'll just leave it on for the total of 48 hours. But the sauce is effective up to that long.
Oh, okay.
Got
Cool.
you, got you. So
That's
this
single
is
application.
pretty much our final question right here. Something that we like to ask, all sneakerheads. You touched on it a little bit earlier whenever you talked about, the Red Octobers and stuff. But for you personally, what would be your all-time grail of a shoe, and do you currently own it?
Damn.
And
Like
I
it's
know
not a
that's
hard.
tough. I know, and for
No, no,
people,
no. It's
We
not,
get
that's
it's
deep
not a
tough.
here.
tough.
We get deep.
It's not a tough question. The problem is I'm ashamed to say that I don't own this shoe.
Did
My
It's
you
all
okay.
time
did you
It doesn't
ever
favorite.
matter.
own the shoe?
Oh yeah, I've owned I've literally had about 100 pairs of this shoe. Like no bullshit.
Wow.
But Jordan Bred 1. Like I don't know why I don't have a pair now, but that is my all time favorite shoe.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
why don't I have a pair? I'm looking around.
Uh-oh, we're
And I
looking.
got other shoes that's like worth more than that, and I'm like, why?
You didn't know we were looking inward today.
Yeah.
We're looking
That's
inward
awesome.
today.
Oh man, that's sad.
Well, it
I ain't-
sounds like what I know
should have
what
said
you're
a whole
doing.
different. I should have said a whole different shoe that I had.
I
It's all good. The bread ones though, I don't own it though. But yeah, bread ones all time.
like it. I
That's
like
good.
it.
So that kind of wraps up our interview podcast. We don't really have anything else to say, but we kind of open up the floor to our guests, and they can shout out whatever they want or plug whatever they want. So feel free.
If you have
Yeah,
anything
like
else that you want to say about your
Yes.
business or
Follow me on
anything,
Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at _Fabes Sole _. Follow me on Twitter at Fabes Sole. Follow me on Facebook at Fabes Sole. My website is www.fabesole.com. Very easy to remember also as well. And yeah, I definitely would like to come back on the show when I'm feeling better. You guys can actually see my face when, you know what I mean? I got a fresh haircut. I ain't looking wild crazy.
There we
You know what I'm
go.
saying?
How about
So,
how about we
and In the future, I'll definitely like to come back.
Yeah, let's do a show where you can show off the kit. How about that?
Word, that'll work.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we for sure appreciate you coming on, man. And we'll be sure to plug all of your socials and stuff like that that you just mentioned. We'll have those in the podcast somewhere like beneath it, so
Yeah.
they can just get a direct link to that.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you fellas for having me.
Yeah, no problem,
man. We appreciate you coming on big time. Very cool guy. You know, does things the right way, honoring his buddy's name. Not much you can dislike about this man right here.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely go check out Fabes Sole if you got some whack bottom soles. He'll clean you up. There it is.
There it is. It's even got a label now.
Yeah.
No more squirt
Yeah, you know
bottle.
what I'm saying? I'm representing out here.
No more Windex bottle. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
All right, man.
All right, fellas. I appreciate you. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Yes,
no problem.
sir.
Take care.
All right.
All right, peace. All right. Wow, that was a good episode.
That was fun.
Yeah,
That was
I
fun.
liked it. So that's gonna conclude our second show of the day, but we have a special two actually announcements. We are live streaming again later today at 7 p.m. Eastern, and as well we have another.
That's going to be the Q&A.
Yeah,
That'll
that's gonna be the Q&A.
You can just tune in and talk to us if you want to.
Yeah, and then at 11 p.m. Eastern tonight, we have another podcast to do with someone in California. So make sure to stay tuned in, and we'll see you then.
Peace.
Peace.